Okay, continuing my Desert Island series games, pen and paper football on that big country boxing, dead ball baseball with dice, and the role-playing game, which is also a brilliant solitaire game, white box, fantastic medieval adventure game, not designed for solo play, but almost any good old OSR, if you have the tools, can be a great. This is my favorite OSR of all time. It's the one I've played the most and enjoyed the most. Haven't played it in a while. But I have developed a solitaire set of rules, cards, and for solitaire play. So I thought I will share why this is on my desert island, because it's role-playing games are generally group games, right? This is a social activity, but it would be on my desert island because I can use it for all my fantasy epic role-playing. So there you go. That's White Box. So I was going to create characters, but I thought I'm not going to waste time. I'll talk about, maybe I'll do a video later creating characters, but to give you an idea, you roll up a character, you roll their attributes, 3d6 for each attribute straight down, so you can range of 3 to 18 for your strength, your intelligence, your wisdom, your con, your dexterity, your charisma. These things will give you a negative or a plus bonus depending on how high or how low. They can affect play in a myriad of ways. What I love about White Box is, again, it harkens back to the original old D&D of the 1974, the White Box set, but is greatly updated and remastered, including new rules and things that would not be found in that. And it has everything you would ever need. But the other thing I really love about this is it sticks to a D20 and a D6 for almost all things. So your to hit, your saving throws, everything here, and your damage, all your hit dice and damage are right here. And then, of course, there's some tables that require other dice. Okay, but mostly we need a D20 to D6 to enjoy this version of D&D, basically. And again, the other thing that is important to me is the saving throw is one number that improves as your characters improve. Okay, the other thing is also in the equipment list, you can just flat hire hirelings, which is one of the things I love about this. They don't make it like it's some special deal. So for instance, with gold that these characters had left, I hired hirelings right off the chart. So basically, they go right into my character sheet as basically an item. So for instance, once I got Zeros outfitted, I had money, gold left over, so I hired a soldier. He cost me 5 gold pieces. Now that's supposed to be, it's an assistant, but he cost me 5 gold pieces, so I hired this guy. But he gets to share in my XP. He takes a portion of our XP and a portion of our treasure when we find it. At the end of an adventure, I would tally up the XP and the treasure, and he'll get his portion. But to start, for me just to hire him, it only cost me 5, and bam, I've got a soldier hireling named Ralph. He's got a sword and leather armor, which I had to buy for him with Zeros. And there you have it, right? These characters have all survived. Zeros, my 4 characters here have all survived a previous solo run, and so they all have some XP already. Not enough to level up, but they all have some XP. Okay, my dog's throwing a fit because my wife is leaving, so bear with me as he raises hell. He doesn't want to be left behind this morning. Okay, so I devised a hex crawl deck. You need you don't have to have a hexagonal map, however I suggest it, because then you can start right smack in the middle and you can adventure all over that unknown land. Or you can do a diary. For instance, right now I'm doing a diary day 0. Day 0 just explains how this group ended up in the middle of the unknown lands. And then day 1 will be the first flip. Okay, so you follow, and I even wrote rules down, the compass directions your team would be headed in. And if you get lost, you always have to roll a new compass direction. So when you're lost, your day comes to an end as you're lost. And the next day when you set out, you have to roll a new direction. So you could end up going in a direction you didn't want to go. I also wrote down key items that you need to know and the page number in the book they're on. So I put this with my deck, and I seal it on a rubber band, and I always have this information right in front of me. The deck tells us what hex how far we're traveling, what hex we enter, and it reminds us of things we have to do. Okay? So that's that. And then they're in this deck position, not all random. I could literally flip an event on the first flip of the cards, but it'll suggest that the party has discovered something. And we can choose to engage it or not. If we choose not to, we just continue with the day doing another hex. Or we can engage. If we engage it, we roll a d6. It tells us what it is we discovered, and then there's a card here that tells you what that looks like. So that's how my solo... Now, this is not part of White Box. I invented all of this. But my point is, White Box, the rules of White Box allow you to come up with something like this. And you don't need a deck of cards. I could have made a table of D100 hexes or whatever, and then roll D100, roll dice for this thing. But what I love about cards is a couple things. One card is going to provide me like 5 pieces of information. And that's why I like cards. Instead of rolling 5 different tables, or I roll one table and have to read across it all the information, I flip this card, man. I know what I'm in. I know what it is I'm looking at. I know how far I've traveled. I know the effective encounter distance. If there is a random monster, it reminds me to roll for Lost. It reminds me to roll for Wandering Monsters. And it might even have other data on it. So, with that being said, I think we can go ahead and demonstrate this. Again, so I'm sharing. This is part of my Desert Island game series. You'll notice something about my Desert Island games. I now have a criteria. They have to be, there's a criteria now for my Desert Island. They have to be, they don't have to be book form, but they have to be self-contained in a very small footprint. They have to be dynamic, and they have to have great replay value. They have to be nigh infinite. Dead Ball has a career mode. It's completely infinite gaming for baseball, all in one book. You do need dice, of course. Pen and paper football, again, all contained in this simple little book. And infinite football gaming and career gaming. And, of course, White Box, infinite fantasy adventure gaming. These are just things I've done for me. All right. So, my marching order is Zeros the fighter with his hireling Ralph, R-A-L-F. Tomas the cleric with Barnaby the halfling thief. Sarah, our magic user, in the back row with her hireling Harry. These hirelings, her hireling was acquired after the last adventure. Day 1. The group finds themselves in the heart of the unknown lands when their boat capsizes and they swim ashore from out of the river. And then we would go with day 1. So we start basically having lost our boat, and I do that because if I had a hex map for my hex crawl, which I advise you get, and I've ordered some special hex paper from Amazon. I just haven't received it yet. You would start right smack in the middle of the map. And the first thing you do is you roll to see what direction you're going to be headed, right? And 5. We're going to be headed south. So my first hex will be south, right? And you could do a pointillism style, like I'm going to do here. And then I got a diary that I'm keeping right here. So you would flip 2 hex cards a day before you're done for the day, unless the card tells you not to flip another hex. So as we set out south, after our boat accident, and we've lost our boat on the river. Settled. So we run into a settled camp of goblins, and we have to make a reaction check. The reaction table is on page 71, according to my little cheat sheet. So I'm going to zip this open. We're going to go to my reaction table, and let's see, hopefully these goblins react positively. It's a 2-dice-6 roll. We want to roll high. Uh-oh, 1. This could be ugly. 7. 7 is uncertain. So the goblins are uncertain of us. That doesn't mean we have to engage them, but either way, this is not hostile. However, they're not. If they were positive, there are things we could do here. We could re-equip, we could rest, we could heal. But uncertain just means we can't take advantage of a settlement. So the reaction check was at least not combat. I still have to roll a Wandering Monster. No wandering encounter here, and we traveled, and it tells you right here, we traveled 5 miles on this day, this half day. So if this was a hexagonal map, imagine that's a hex, I would put a half cross through it, because we went, well, 5 miles is almost the whole thing. So I put a dot near that southern edge to let me know I've almost completed that whole hex. And we fortunately just, we bow to the goblins, they come out and they give us a little warning, talk, etc. We navigate. We have an elf with us. Probably that's why, right? They're not real excited about the elf, so we just navigate around them. But that's not the whole day. We have to flip 2 of these cards to complete a day. So, another settlement, not far from the goblin settlement. This is a city. We get to rest, shop, and heal. Okay, so we don't need to do any shopping. I've prepared these guys. They have no gold left from after the last one. so we don't have to shop. We don't need to rest because nobody is injured. Nobody needs a break to heal. But we do have to, in the big city, roll for lost. So we actually have to make a lost check in the city. This is not in the book. This is part of my deck. The city is so epic, we might get lost in it. Nope, we did not. And there can still be a wandering encounter inside the city because it could be like bandits robbing us, which is what it's going to be. If we do, nope, no wandering encounter. If there is a wandering encounter, then the surprise check in the city is a 1 to 2 against us. And we traveled 6 miles today to find this city. So now we got a whole nother hex that is gone. We went 6 miles to wrap that hex up in the day. And we don't need to do any of these other things. So this is a fine example. We would shop for rations. If, like, let's say this was the 6th day in the wilderness and we had guys that were running out of food and water. You hit this, and the sad thing is we'll need this later to get healed and to get food and rations and to buy new torches, things like that. But effectively, we have run into 2 cities, and I could even put on here city, goblin town, and the city, right? So I would know that on my map. I'd put a little city icon on my hex, and I know that I could try to traverse back to that. However, the game is not designed for you to just move around backtracking. It's designed that you always have to flip a card. So I don't recommend that. You know there's a city back there, but maybe you have to backtrack to it. Okay, so day 1, I make a note here. We went a total of 11 miles, and we found a goblin settlement and a city settlement. And that's it. We didn't have any other encounters, right? So we come out of that. Now everybody has to use ration, right? So that's 1 day ration. So I'm going to put over here in the side 1. So we have 5 left for Zeros. Technically, Zeros is taking 2 because he has a soldier to feed. So he's down to 4. Tomas is down to 6. Barnaby is down to 6. And Sarah is down to, and again, she bought more rations because she hired a hireling. She's down to 7. And I have a rule: if you run out of rations, you will have a permanent hit point loss. Just 1 hit point lost until you're able to eat again. That's it. It doesn't accrue. It's just you'll lose a hit point until you can eat, right? Okay. Simple and easy to adjudicate, and it's fair as you're all weak and suffering. So day 1 went pretty good. So day 2. Again, I wouldn't necessarily map this way, but I'm doing it because I don't have any hexagon paper. All right, so day 2, we set out, and again, we're going south. We already know that, unless we get lost. If we get lost, I have to roll a new compass direction. All right, so settled. What the hell? All these settlements. Rest, shop, hill. Let's go ahead and buy. Well, I don't have a lot of money. No, so we can't. So again, we're going to travel a total of 6 miles. And again, Wandering Monster, we have to do Wandering Monster because it can still happen during the hex. Remember, this is 6 miles we're traveling to find this settlement. I only need to roll once. So that's it. We're not going to stay in this settlement. It's a town. There is no reaction tech here. It's just a basic little town. So this, wherever we crashed our little boat, we literally are in civilization. Goblins not far outside the big city, and another settlement another 6 miles down the southern road. Unbelievable. And we went another 6 miles, so I'll put another block, and I'll put a town in there, and we did 6. We literally crossed that entire hex. So the rest of the day is spent in the desert. So we come across a swath of desert, and it's a storm. So this would be blowing sand and things. So now our lost chance goes up. Nope. Wandering Monster check. Nope. And we aren't surprised, and we can only travel 1 mile because of the storm. So now the next hex, I'm going to mark right on the edge of that hex, as we still have really 5 miles to go to complete that hex. And that's day 2. So again, we went a total of 7 miles. We found a town and a storm. We discovered a storm in the desert. But so far, man, we haven't ran into any monsters, any baddies. And again, everybody's going to spend another ration, so that's another full day of rations. So now Zeros is down to 2 days, which is not great. 5 days. 5 days, and she's down to 5 days. So it's going to be Zeros that's hurting for food here shortly. All right, day 3. Right? Day 3, let's see where we're going. We're going to an open, empty country. So we come out of that swath of desert. We stumble out of it the next day after the storm, and we're in open country. No chance to get lost in open country because we can see where we're going. But we do have to roll an encounter, no encounter, and we travel 8 miles because we can make great time in open country. So it's an 8-mile trek, and we're going to continue on. So we're technically traveled through a hex and into the next hex. That's open country. Desert oasis. So we kind of came across an open area somewhere in the middle of a desert, and we're come to an oasis. No chance to get lost here. We do have to roll to see if there's creatures here at the oasis. No. And we're good to go. And that's another 5 miles. So we went 13 miles on day 3 through a, again, that was a open country and a desert oasis. So that's pretty cool. Now, normally the desert oasis, right, it just would be a location of interest, right? But nothing special on these cards in this situation. Okay, so we have gone pretty far here. So we crossed into, so again, this was another 5 miles. So we got almost out of the next hex when we camp. And again, that's another day of rations. So now, that is 1, 2, yeah, so now Zeros and company, starting tomorrow night, will be at a -1 hit point. The others are still doing okay on rations. So we need to now, the sad part is, we should have hit one of those settlements later so Zeros could maybe spend one of these, well, two gold would get him at least a couple of days' rations. So we need to encounter something, is what we need to do. River and an old mill, question mark. So the old mill is a simple roll. We roll to see if it has an event around it. And if I roll a 1, that means we're going to have an event. No event here. There's just an old mill. Are we lost? We are not. Is there a wandering monster lurking around this thing? No. And we went 6 miles to get here. So again, we're still going south, and we've traveled another 6 miles. We've been lucky to not encounter anything violent, so that's been cool. And the rest of the day is open country again. We're back out on the open country, and we go 7 more miles. No chance to get lost. No random encounter. And what a great day. So day 4, we go a total of 7 and 6. Damn, another 13-mile day. And that was through a river. So we passed a small river. Oh, wait. Oh, no fishing here. So some of the river tiles will say we can fish, which will give us resources. River, old mill, no event there. And then, of course, open country. And again, now Zeros and company are going to lose a hit point. So Zeros is down to 7. And the hireling is down to, oh, I didn't roll the hireling's hit points? What? He's down to 3, HP 3. The others still have time, right? They're still doing okay. So we get up in the morning, day 5, and we are still wandering through the unknown lands trying to find something. Desert, hot, lost. Let's check it. No. Is there a wandering monster? No. Unbelievable. No surprise. Oh, we only managed 1 hex because it's so hot. So you can imagine we're trudging through an unbelievably hot portion of the desert. And the mountains. So we come to mountains and we climb. We ascend the mountains up into snow. So what a culture shock. From overheated in the valley desert, as we climb into the mountains, we uncover snow. And we are not lost. Oh, there is a wandering monster here in the valley. And we went 3 miles. So now we've only gone 4 miles. So day 5 is going to be a 4-mile trek. That's pretty crazy. We are going to encounter something in the mountains. So let's go back here to our encounter charts. We are in the mountains. Yeah, we definitely encountered something. And where's my mountain chart? Here we go. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Okay, we are encountered by terrain type. Here we go. Let's roll D10 for this. So D10, mountains and hills, we discover 7. 7 is a humanoid. So we're going to come over here to humanoid. I think it's, double check that there's not a straight, yeah, humanoid. That's what I thought. And we are in the mountains, or barren. And here we go, another D10 to see what kind of humanoid. 1, ogre mage. Oh, shida. So we encounter snowy mountains, ogre, mage, damn, and their chance at surprise here is higher because of the snow. He'll surprise us. No, he does not surprise us. Let's go back to the monsters. And we need to find ogre, mage. Oh, damn. We're going to have our first big encounter. Ogre, mage. Okay, so his armor class, so his AC, and this is day 5, AC 15. 5D, 5D, oh my god. 1, 4, 5, 6, 11, 16, plus 4, 20 HP. Damn, attacks. He does 1d6 plus 1 weapon. He has special magic. Wow, we're going to get 35 treasure, and we're going to get 600 XP from this guy if we can defeat him. The Ogre Mage is an ogre with magic powers based on the Japanese legend. An ogre, and here I am, crawling out of the desert, up into the mountains, and where do you encounter an Ogre Mage? Makes sense, right? This kind of Japanese-like Ogre Mage in the snowy mountains steps out, speaking to us in a language we don't understand. Create a 10-foot radius circle in magical darkness, change into human form, and can cast Sleep, Charm Person once per day, and cast a cone of frost with a range of 60 feet to a base, causing 8d8 damage, so he could kill us with this cone of frost. Holy cow. Well, first we got to roll a reaction, page 70. Let's go back, because it doesn't mean he's going to be hostile, right? So you always want to check your reaction table. 6, that's good. 11, positive. So this Ogre Mage stumbles out of the and this is late in the day, because this is the second card. So as we climb this mountain into the snow, we stumble across an Ogre Mage who maybe is lost in the wilderness, right? And we'll negotiate and talk to him. He's a positive encounter. And Zeros on our elf, where's our charismatic character? Yeah, Barnaby, the halfling. The Ogre Mage is clearly interested in the young Barnaby, and he is a charming young halfling, and they have a nice chat as Barnaby shares with him the way down the mountain out of this chaos. And Barnaby also tells him back about 30 miles, there's a big city, and there's a couple of towns, just head north, because we're headed south, head north. And things go well, so we avoid, so Barnaby will give directions to a lost Ogre Mage. And we're done because we had a positive reaction. Not everything has to be a violent encounter. And I'm sure we were all a little bit scared there, right? So he's gone off. Didn't surprise us, which was cool. And we had a good reaction check. So fantastic. So that means, again, day 6. I think everybody's now just about out of rations. Let's see. Now one more day for Thomas. One more day for Barnaby. And Sarah is 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, Sarah has one more day as well. So they're none of them suffered a hit point loss. Wow, that was pretty cool. Okay, here we go. And we're going to flip a card back to the desert. Empty, no chance to get lost. Wandering monster check is low, no chance. And we go 7 miles through an empty desert. Oh wait, no, that's the remainder of this day. So we coming down the mountains. That's right, that was the top of the mountain. So that was day 5, second part of day 5. Remember, you have to flip 2 cards. And this is desert. And we go a total of, or wait, did I do, no, I did mountain, desert and mountain. That's right, this is day 6, excuse me. That mountain was the second part of that day. So day 6, I have another card to flip. So we have gone 7 miles through desert. And the party discovers, and I can roll an event. Now I can choose to skip this, or I can roll an event. Well, obviously we're out here to explore, so we're going to have to roll an event. Let me set this aside too, because the party event will end the day. So we went 7 miles and had an event. So in the desert, an empty desert, so we thought, 7 miles, we encounter a tomb event. Sweet. So now you'll get to see the tomb event, and then I don't have to play this entire game. We can just, you'll see how the game works, or how the solo portions are going for me. So we got caves, but we got a tomb. So the tomb, how these work is that it actually describes to you what you go through, instead of me then getting out a dungeon tile and moving through a dungeon and doing all that nonsense. The tomb tells you what you've navigated to get to the rest of the part of it. So it says it's a simple and small tomb. It's probably 1 or 2 rooms, right? It's a burial tomb. There is a 1 in 4 chance that one of us has suffered a trap in this tomb. 3, yes, somebody has suffered a trap. Now the leaders are Zeros, Rolf, Thomas, Barnaby, Sarah, and Harry. So we're going to roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they go in order. 5. Uh-oh, that is Sarah. Oh no, Sarah is our magic user. Yeah, okay, so Sarah has a 15 and up save to take half damage. 9, no, so she's going to take full damage, folks, and that's 6. I think she just bit the dust. Oh, she did. So Sarah, while we're investigating a tomb, is hit with a spike trap. As the spikes fire out, she can't half the damage. She failed to save, and Sarah is killed. We got a heck of a diary note today. Oh my God. Desert, 7 Miles Tomb. Sarah is killed by spike trap. Dang, we lost Sarah, but we're still in the tomb. And in this tomb is a level 3 encounter. So now things get really dicey, because we're going to get into an encounter with something that we can't avoid. And the sad part is we've already lost a character. So this could be a devastating encounter for us. This is a D12 roll on what's called encounter level 3. Very dangerous in the tomb. And it is a harpy. Uh-oh. So we encounter a harpy. And again, this we don't get to make a reaction check roll on. When we're going into their lair, we're looking to steal their treasure. There ain't no way they're going to be okay with it. So we have to accept this. And it's 1 harpy. We read whatever the book says. And if it says multiple harpies or something, that's what we do. But if it doesn't, it's 1 harpy. I don't care how many people I have with me. I don't care how bad we are. That's just what it is. So most likely, it's going to be tough, though, as a 3rd level creature. And I cannot find Harpy. Come on. There it is. Armor class 12. We can deal with that. AC 12. Hit dice 3. So another one that's as strong as all of us together. 4, 9, damn, 14 HP. So there, she has more than all of us combined almost. Attack talents. Flight, Siren Song. Oof. Okay, so let's go ahead and bookmark this Harpy. Harpies have an upper body of a human female and the lower body of wings and a vulture. Their song is a charm that draws its victims to the harpy. A saving throw applies, and the harpy's touch casts an equivalent of a charm person spell. Again, a saving roll applies. So first, everyone makes a save to see if she draws them to him before. Yeah, we should roll surprise. No surprise for either. So we saw her in the dark, and Sarah is unfortunately dead, but we do have her 0 level fighter who has to save. No, he will not save. Draws him to her. Barnaby saves with a 19. Tomas saves with a 16. Zeros does not save, so he's drawn to her. And his halfling, so all 3 of these are, so Tomas screaming out, "No, Zeros, no!" as he and Sarah wander off toward her. And she can reach out to touch us with a successful hit. So round 1, now I'm going to need a new scrap paper because this is going to be a combat. Harpy. Zeros. Ralph. Sarah. Oh, Sarah's dead. Harry, Harry. All have walked to her. And that doesn't mean they don't fight. They've not been charmed yet, so they could attack. But if she touches any of them, then they can make a charm person save. So they could certainly fight. They've just been called to her. Right? Have been called. Right? And now we got round 1. We're going to roll initiative. The Harpy. 5. Us. 5. Tie goes to us. We're the heroes. So round 1. Tomas And Barnaby, I'm going to let go first, as they are not so ill-equipped for this. Tomas is a choleric with a mace, and he's going to come flying at her. He needs to roll. He has no bonus, and he needs to roll a 12 or up to cause damage. I'll roll damage with it, and hopefully they can do something. No, Tomas swinging at her. She flies about, flitters about. Barnaby is going to level his sling. He gets a +2 to hit. So here we go, and it's going to be a 20. He hits, doing 3 points of damage. So the Harpy, with an HP of 14, does 3. So the Harpy is down to HP 11. Very nice. So Barnaby gets the job done. And of course, although they're called to her, they are not yet charmed. So they are going to swing out. Zeros is going to swing out and miss badly. Ralph is going to swing out and hit for 5. Beautiful. So she's down to 6 HP already. And Harry, although Sarah's dead, is going to miss. So nothing there. So we're done. Our turn is over. Now she's going to reach out. And I'm going to make sense of this instead of rolling randomly. Ralph hit, doing some serious damage. She's going to reach out for Ralph. And she gets a +2 to this because she is an HD level creature. HD 3, so she gets a +3 attack bonus. So +3 to hit. His AC is 12. So Ralph, who wounded her, oh, she misses badly. Hallelujah. Round 2. So she does not touch him to charm him. And here we go. We're going to have Barnaby sling again. No luck. Tomas. Oh, man, no bonus. He misses. Zeros misses. Ralph hits, doing 3 more, so thank God for Ralph. She's now down to 3. And last but not least, can Harry kill her for us? 9. He cannot. He misses. She reaches out for Ralph again. No. 9 plus 3, 10, 11, 12. Oh, 9, 10, 11, 12. Hits on the button. He has to make a charm person save. 11. He does not. So she charms Ralph and turns him to off deeper into the tomb. So she cannot make him attack us that I'm aware of. Let me double check. Maybe she can. But she can keep him from attacking her. Yeah, so she can just charm him. So she charms him, and he lays down his sword, smiling at her, and says, "You are such a beautiful, beautiful Harpy." And she sends him off into the corner as Ralph now is charmed. So Ralph charmed. Now let's look up charm. Double check. I don't think she can make him attack. I don't believe charm works that way. But let's double check. I could be wrong. It's been a long time. Charm. This spell affects living bipeds of human size and smaller, such as goblins or dryads. If the spell succeeds, the unfortunate creature falls under the caster's influence. Does not say she can't. So she's going to turn him on us. So she turns Ralph on. Since Zeros hired him, she turns Ralph on Zeros. So now we've got Ralph fighting against Zeros. Wow. Okay, here we go. Round 3. We get she gets a 2. We get a 1. So she's going to go first. Round 3. Harpy. And again, what's her talent attack do? Because she may not need to charm anybody else. She's already using one of us against the other. Talons. She does 1d6. So she's going to attack with her talons. And she's going to attack Harry. And she's 9. That's 9. Harry. Nope. She misses. Ralph is going to attack Zeros. 15. Son of a... Nope. 17 AC. So he misses. Zeros not going to attack his henchman. Zeros now is going to attack back the Harpy. And he's going to miss. Harry's going to attack back the Harpy and miss. Damn it. Barnabas with his sling is going to hit, doing 4, killing the Harpy, finally. 0 dead. And that's going to free Ralph of the charm. Ralph freed of the charm. We didn't have to kill him. So in 3 rounds, we defeat the Harpy in the tomb. And that equates to us getting 20 gold pieces, guaranteed, and 120 XP shared among all of us. Not a lot going on there, but we lost Sarah for that effort. Now we get to roll a discovery, right? And that is on table 52. So we're going to go back to the back under treasure. Table 52. We have a shot at a discovery. Scrolls. Oh, and Sarah, our magic user, is dead. So much for that helping her. One. It's one. It's a scroll of a 1-level spell. So we find a scroll of a 1-level spell. Okay, I don't believe they let us roll here. We're going to have to do that on the spell chart. Right, and then next, treasure, table 59. So we have a discovery, and now treasure on table 59. Wow, this is interesting. This could be good right here. So this might be worth her death. I hate to say it, but 2. +1 thrown weapon that returns to the hand. Outstanding. So we're going to have a +1 thrown weapon. Let's go back to the weapons and let's look at what's a good thrown weapon. I'm going to say spear. That's a throwing weapon, right? Hand axe. What can be thrown? Can be used as either melee or missile. So there's only one that can be used as both. Thrown weapons aren't listed in the missile weapons. Isn't that interesting? Spear. So it's got to be a spear. So we got a +1 spear that returns. Wow, that is sweet. So was that worth facing the harpy? I do believe so. We're going to come out of that all right. And we ended up, and then, okay, so on these cards, it'll tell you what you navigated to end up, in this encounter. And you roll to see if anyone suffers a trap while navigating the tomb. Then we have the level 3 encounter. Then we get to check our treasure. And then what resources we had to use. Only 1 torch was used by the party in this simple, small tomb. So we lose a torch. Let's see here. Oh, and I think she's carrying the torches. She also had light, was her 1 spell. And she has the torches. So we're down a torch. We're down to 5 torches. We're going to have to split her gear among us, as she is unfortunate. So we're going to turn all of her gear over to the soldier, who's now going to become a level 1 fighter. That's going to be... So Harry is now going to be a level 1 fighter. I'll have to roll up his stats, and he'll become a player character now. So we swapped a female magic user elf for a male fighter soldier who just helped us defeat the harpy. So he deserves to join us. And I'm going to probably give that spear to the halfling because he has +2 to hit with melee. So that is our first encounter on this adventure. Where is my... there it is. Our diary. Wow, so that's how an event works on the card deck. Okay. Okay, and so that's so day 6, desert and the tomb event. We're done. So now we're on to day 7. Sarah was killed. We destroyed the harpy. Found what was it? 20 gold. 20 gold. A scroll, which we can't read right now anyway. Level 1 spell. And a +1 spear of returning. Okay, so that was a good day. So day 7, I'm gonna play a little bit longer, and we went for that. We went another 7 miles. So we finished this whole hex. Plus we're a little bit in, and we have not been lost yet. We haven't changed direction. Okay, we're gonna do one more just for the hell of it, for my camera dies. Jungle, fog. So we traverse now down into a jungle, and it's foggy, which improves the lost chance. And no, we're not lost. Jungle. We might have a random encounter. Let me get over to it. Jungle. Yes, a random encounter. Uh-oh. Random encounter jungle. Where is it? We are in the jungle. Damn. I don't know if we can handle this. So day 6, we travel a total of 2 miles in this thick, dense fog. Fog will be a minus to combat, by the way. So we go 2 miles, jungle fog, and we run into a wandering creature in the fog here. So that means surprise is up. Where's it at here? Jungle. D10. 1. Oh, dragon. What? And 1 to 3, he surprises us. No, he does not surprise us. How does he react? Remember, we use reaction table when we're not in their lair. No guarantee they're going to negatively react to us. This dragon in the jungle fog. Unbelievable. Where's our reaction table? There it is. Last time we ran into an ogre, we lucked out, and he was very positive. This is going to be 3. Okay, we got a chance to get positive. 5. Negative. Ah, dragon. Okay, we need to roll what kind of dragon now? Damn, where's dragon? Oh, shit. 1 through 8. 5. It is a red dragon. So we stumble in the fog upon a red dragon. That's just not fair. That's like a TPK, man. Red dragon. If you did this to me in a game, I'd say, dude, were you trying to kill us? What? Red dragon. Armor class 17. Hit points. Hit dice are 9 to 11. So I'm going to say 11, and I'm going to give him half. That'll be 33 hit points. I don't need to roll these up. I can just do the math. Half of that would be 33. So he's got 33 HP. He bites 2d6 plus 1, which means he'll automatically kill all of our... He breathes fire. And, whoa, if we could defeat him, it's a big deal. If we could beat him. Is he... What kind of dragon? Let's find out how old he is. Pray to God he's a baby. We need a 1. No, we need a 1 on the 8. Come on, baby. Give me a 1. 8! Shit, he's ancient. 400 years old. Ancient red dragon who has had a negative reaction to our being here. Are you kidding me? He spits fire. He's 90 feet long and roughly 30 feet wide at the base. Are not by any means invisible. In a medieval type fantasy world, dragons are common problems, blah, blah, blah. Right, okay. Wow. Shite. Okay, he's reacted negatively, so that but he didn't surprise us. I think we're doomed. I think we're done here. 2d6 plus 1 damage. Wow, we're going to have a TPK. So, on day 7, we encounter dragon. Ancient red dragon, round 1. Initiative for him, 1. We're going to win this because tie goes to us. Dragon, 33 HP. Here we go. Everybody's going to go after this thing, and I doubt we can kill it before we're all dead. So Sarah's gone. Soldier with a spear, plus 1, and returning. So he's going to... Oh, actually, we want Barnaby throwing that. So Barnaby's going to throw that plus 1 spear. He's got a plus 3 to hit. AC 17. He hits, and it does 1d6 plus 1. 3 points of damage. So we hit the dragon with a spear, and it returns to Barnaby as he's got a spear plus 1. Plus 1 returning. So Barnaby reaches out, catches the spear, laughing as he sees the dragon's blood dripping from its tip. Thomas engaging in melee with a mace, and he is not going to hit. Harry, the fighter, not going to hit. We're done. We're just doomed. And of course, our soldier Ralph misses. Damn. And Zeros with his long sword misses. I rolled 3s, 3, 3, 3, 2. Okay, not pretty. The creature with a breath weapon is going to let her go, and it does 90 feet. We are at 15 feet, so he can do a cone out. And I think that might just TPK us, but let's go ahead and roll. That might be all it takes to wipe us out. Where's my dragon? Ancient, angry dragon. Why couldn't he have liked us? He breathes fire, 90 feet and roughly 30 feet wide. The fire-breathing worms of legend, the breath fire in the cone shape. It's funny, it doesn't say how much the damage is. His bite is 2d6 plus 1. It does not say what kind of damage he does. So you know what? Let's look up. Where is the damage they do? Oh, based on age, his HD. He does. He does 11 times his HD? No, that cannot be right. Let's read this. Oh my God. Referee, dragons will use their breath weapon. Oh, 50% of the time they'll use their breath weapon. Okay, so he's going to toy with us maybe. So let's roll to see if he uses his breath weapon. No, 59%. He does not. He bites. So he's going to range out and bite. He is an HD 11 creature on the fighter table. That's going to give him a fat bonus. Let's go back here to the fighter. Okay, he's going to get a +6 to hit. So +6 to hit, and he's going to be swinging out at who? I don't know yet. Well, I need to know, don't I? Because of our AC. Barnaby hit him with a spear, and he's tiny. Zeros, Thomas, well, let's just roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3. 1, 2, 3. It's going to be Harry the Fighter. And he hits easily. Doing 4, 10. Yeah, he kills Harry instantly in a bite. So he bites him in two, picks him up, waves him around, and then his leg, bottom half of his body, goes flying off into the fog, and he swallows the hireling. KIA. Now this I can just totally remove because they're both dead. Oh my God, Zeros and company. I'm going to make a morale check for our hireling Ralph to see if he stays after witnessing that. Let's find our loyalty chart. Our hireling is not about to stomach that, I think. Where's my loyalty chart? It's not the kind of thing that you want to hang around for, that kind of disastrous attack. Okay, I don't see the loyalty chart. I just saw it 5 minutes ago. Wow. So on top of it, we may have somebody run. There it is. 2d6. 2, 4. No. So he's... oh, morale. Sorry, 4. Flees. Yeah, he's gone. So he screams out, does Ralph, and he runs away. Flees. And I'm going to have to make a note of this in my diary, right? The dragon, we're going to lose. We've had some death and some destruction. So, Zero stands. I'm thinking flee might be an option for us. I don't think flee's an option once you engage, though. This book I always thought had flee. Binding wounds, healing, those are all sweet if you can survive enough to get to those. I don't think we can flee automatic, or at least try. No mention of fleeing. So he flees, but we cannot. Damn. Double checking. It's been a long time since I played my favorite OSR. Damn. Yeah, he abandons. Wow. We could try to negotiate. The party might elect to brazen way through the attempt to avoid combat. Well, it's kind of too late. After he flees, I'm not certain here. I'm thinking another reaction check. It was negative. He ain't gonna waste his time. We're pissants. We're in his area. He don't like us. Man, this is rough. So, round 2, about to go underway. We're going to lose this. Round 2, we're going to have everybody die in a fiery dragon breath attack. Him, 4, us, 6. Good, we go first. And here we go. Zeros attempting to wound a 30-point dragon. No. We lost our other character. Barnabas with a +3 to hit. Plus it's a giant. So +4 to hit for Barnaby, actually. And no, he's going to miss. Tomas misses. And that's it. That's all that's left. So now, let's see if he uses his breath weapon. Yes, he does. The breath weapon is not targeted at anybody in particular, right? It's just 90-degree cone that does Well, it does enough to kill everybody. So we have to roll for half damage, which won't matter. They're all going to die. He's got 7. Does he save? He does not. Zeros burns up. Tomas burns up. And Barnaby, the last... Oh, he made the save. And he only has 6 hit points, though. So no matter what, half the hit point damage. They are incinerated by the ancient, angry red dragon. Oh, that is brutal. Day 7. All die. A horrible death. Oh. Game over. Man, so their boat sank. That's where we start, right in the middle of the map on a river. We hiked 11 miles to a goblin settlement. They were friendly. Then we found a city settlement later in the day. Then we hiked 7 miles, found a town, and suffered a storm in the desert. On day 3, we went 13 miles through open country and found a desert oasis. On day 4, we went 13 more miles on the river. We found a river with an old mill, nothing, and then back through open country. Day 5, we went 4 miles, met a ogre mage at the top of a snowy mountain, and Barnaby gave him directions out of the situation, a positive reaction. We survived that. Day 6, we traveled 7 miles through desert, found a tomb. Sarah is killed by a spike trap. We do defeat a harpy, and we get a scroll, some gold, and a fancy spear. Day 7, we managed to go just 2 miles in jungle fog before a red dragon. Before we discovered a red dragon who reacts negatively. I need to write that down here. Reacts negatively. It didn't say hostile, but remember, these are wandering monster attacks. So I probably could have tried to negotiate and offer him my magical spear or something, and it might have changed the roll. But anyway, I just gave him an average of his HD 11, which would have been about 33 hit points. And we end up in a 2-round battle. The 3rd round, breath attack, all killed. And we actually know, though, Ralph ran away. Ralph, who was charmed against the harpy. Oh, wait, that's the wrong one. Whoops. That's the harpy encounter. Let's put that here. Round 1, was round 2. Breath attack. He won it, used it, all killed. Damn. Except for Ralph, who fled, right? Ralph fled away. So somewhere out there, Ralph survived in the fog, lost. Thanks for watching. This has been one of my Desert Island games. It's the only role-playing game on my list. Again, part of my criteria now for whether they make my Desert Island, they have to be self-contained, they have to be dynamic, and they have to basically be infinite, limitless options. I can play careers, I can make players, I can create history, I can create leagues, I can play infinite baseball, using real stats, or I can create teams. Same here, I can play full football game or a fast version, create teams, leagues, and continue on and on and on. All of it in a little book. White Box, of course, is a role-playing game, but you can use it Solitaire, as I just showed. And, of course, they all have to be contained with a small footprint, just a set of dice of some kind, and then infinitely tweaked and modded. And, of course, that's what I've done here with a Solitaire version. And then 4th on my list, I talked about already, Big Country Boxing made my list. I will play it at some point again on the channel, but I don't need to right now. I've shared Big Country Football as I presented it to the world. And then my 5th, I'm keeping to myself until I'm ready to present it, my 5th Desert Island game. Thank you for watching, everybody. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.